Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Jury Garage. We're continuing on the auction Porsche here, the Porsche I bought from Copart. Look at that, Tristan's back. He's back from the dead.
Hello.
He's been out of commission for weeks. I mean, you saw there's like 3 or 4 videos I did without him, but he got sick during Thanksgiving.
That's real cool.
I
loved it.
Now he's back.
I loved every minute of it.
Now he's back, so we can start huffing some acetone. But as you guys saw in the last video, pulled the cylinder head off the Porsche's engine. I mean, I pulled the whole engine because there was a couple problems. Mainly, it had a torched valve. So, yep, that kind of killed us. Remember when we did the compression test on this thing? That was rough. That was very disheartening.
Yep.
That was just like, ooh, we just got this Porsche from auction, you know. It's got a misfire. Yeah, that'll do it. So.
Which he fixed the wiring harness, which was
Yeah.
also part of the issue that the car was having. Fortunately, it had a bigger issue needing to be solved.
Yep.
And we're already here at this point.
Yep, so I pulled the valve. Now we're at the point where we're just waiting on the new valve to be delivered. So we're gonna clean up some stuff. I'm gonna clean up all these valves.
Crusty this is.
They were very
crusty.
Very carbon deposity. I don't even know what you call it. We filled all the cylinders with acetone to kind of eat it away. The problem with this, and this is actually an exhaust valve, so I don't know how it really happened on this guy. You know, usually it would happen on the intake valves because there's a lot more carbon buildup. But this happens when there's a lot of carbon on the valve seat, and it usually happens more so in like turbocharged motors, but the carbon on the lip, it superheats and it basically torches it and melts it. So if you look at this, it's not really cracked, it's like actually melted, you know? It's like wavy. So I kind of want to avoid that, you know, when we put this back together, that kind of thing happening. I wish I didn't fill these. I wish I kind of showed you before that, but every valve is just caked with the carbon deposits. You know, direct injection will do that, you know. These guys, they're good for a lot of things, fuel efficiency, tuning, you know, the timing, all that. But in reality, it doesn't clean off the valves, and that's a huge killer for a lot of engines, you know, performance and otherwise.
Yeah.
So, you know, just fill those with acetone. We got some brass wire wheel brush. We're gonna clean up the faces here. Also, I'm gonna put the cam on. We're gonna open some of the valves, and I'm gonna go in with this nylon wire wheel. Just get right under there. Avoid trying to damage anything that might, you know, need some sealing.
Yeah.
Like the head gasket surface, for example.
Yeah, but this is really fine grit, so it's like it should be fine. In fact, it might not even take off all the carbon deposits, but anything is better than nothing. After seeing the inside of the valve that you guys can't really see, they are covered in grossness, and so we're gonna try what we can to get it off. I'm not sure it's gonna be perfect, but
better than nothing. I mean, you can also see, so this is the valve seat, you know, something melted, or the valve melted around it. The seat itself actually looks really clean.
It does look pretty clean.
Shiny. And Tristan also pointed out this could be some of the melted valve on this, or just carbon, but this one seemed like different than the rest of the carbon buildup we've seen on the valves.
Yeah, because it looked like metal, but I mean, who really knows?
Yeah, that would also explain, you know, it's not chipped. I looked down in the exhaust, like the catalytic converter. Like if a piece of valve chipped off, it would be sitting in there, right? I did look in there and there was no remains, so I think it literally just melted through.
It would either, you know, be in the cat, or it would have, like, you would notice that, like, it bounced around in the cylinder.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Something else
like
would be damaged, but the piston looked good.
Yeah, the piston is good. It's a little oily right now, but there's clearly no damage. It's just carbon deposits on there. Just really no problems in there. Just oily, carbony. And I'm going to turn over the motor and clean up the piston heads as well. The gasket surface, stuff like that. I'm not going to hit the gasket surfaces with the wire wheel, just the chambers and the piston. So we're going to go ahead and get at it and start cleaning this stuff. I did accidentally pour acetone everywhere, so if we got sparks, also there's acetone just in the ports, so, you know, if there's sparks,
Can have a little cookout.
the fire extinguisher is up there. We'll be good.
Yeah, especially if you're covered, and then, you know, very easy to get that while you're on fire, Davis.
Yep, so guys, I just want to take a quick moment to thank all my channel members. I really do appreciate you guys. I'll put your names right up here just so everyone can see. Joining as a channel member is probably the best way to support my channel. You'll get access to videos early, so once you're done with this video, if you just want to watch the next one, you can go ahead right ahead. You'll have access to community posts, polls, stuff like that are member exclusive. So if you want to have some input on the channel and the direction of it, you'll have that. So just want to say again, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all my viewers, and we'll get back to the work. This one is pretty dirty if you want to get a before of it.
Let's look at that.
scaly.
Yeah,
It's literally like scales.
That looks pretty bad, I'd say.
So let's see how this guy does. That's dirty. This is gonna get grime everywhere. I feel like I'm gonna have to get an actual like pick or something on that. That's just so caked on.
Damn, look at that.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can see the shadows of that. It's pretty thick. Wow.
That's insane. I don't even know how you clean that.
I don't even know if you clean that.
I'm gonna do my best. That is just years of just caked on garbage. It gets most of this stuff out of there, but like
maybe like a small pry bar and chip it off with a fucking hammer.
I don't want to score the metal, you know. That's so deep, dude.
Damn.
Well, I'm gonna hit most of these. Those were the worst. Like this stuff will come off. You know. Give this
the
one
other
a shot.
valves cleaned up really nice. Actually.
Oh yeah, very clean. This is the one that had the chipped valve. It's so dirty. Look at that.
Damn.
That shit is caked on.
That you could definitely get.
Yep. Jesus.
When it hits the floor, it sounds like it's metal. You know, breaking off.
Here, let me get some wipes.
Like it's not, but it sounds like it's dense.
Yeah, this cylinder was a little oily. Also, where's the direct injector is up here. Yeah, I'm gonna hit this with some wipes and paper towels. But man, this stuff is just gross.
If you sprayed on some simple green, that might help.
I don't know what will help this. This stuff is just so caked on. That makes me wary of cleaning the undersides. You know, that's the real major problem. You know, this is all not superficial, but
well, I feel like some of like this kind of stuff is going to be super heated compared to what's on the other side of the valve. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like these have been baked on.
Yeah, true. But yeah, that valve seat looks really, really clean. I don't see any problems in there.
Do you see any kind of like markings of like where it punched a hole through the valve? Like, can you see anywhere?
No, and also the valve will rotate, you know, when it's running. So it's not going to be statically like in one spot.
It must have not like been like that for terribly long.
No, it probably just happened and then they
stopped driving it.
Exactly.
And tried to fix it and didn't fix it.
Like I don't know if I said on video with you, but I think what happened is they were having the valve issue or some other issue, and they fixed it. They replaced the valve cover gasket. Checked that. That's when they crimped the wires. Yeah. They put the intake back on and crimped the wires. So maybe I already had this problem, and they took it apart to test it, and they put it back together to cause even more damage. The cylinder 5 misfire. Yep. So yeah, they stopped driving it after that. I'm pretty sure. It probably. I mean, it could have lived and ran with the chipped valve. Like, although it was 30 psi, it would have just been a single cylinder misfire.
Yeah, because unfortunately we didn't have it fully together and try it after you fixed the wiring, because you found the wiring after you already took it apart. Yeah,
it's impossible to get to that without taking the intake off.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to test it, fixing that and then test it, but it would have been kind of for no reason because it's just a lot of effort to take that intake manifold off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of these.
Yeah. Damn, those barely cleaned, whereas like these are like mostly cleaned.
Yeah, it's just all the years of gunk and grime that's just been sitting on here. Like I can't even scrape this one.
You might just need to take like an actual wire brush to some of the ones that are really not cooperating.
Yeah, I don't want to really damage the cylinder head or the cylinder head surface. It might just have to live with it.
Which is why just like a hand brush might be
I mean, if this isn't doing it, a hand brush ain't going to do anything. I would say a wire wheel brush, more abrasive one, would do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this stuff just years of being caked on. So we're going to continue cleaning this. I'm just going to hit all of these, and we'll probably turn over the motor, hit the pistons, and then we'll get the gasket surfaces. Or I guess I'll actually try again in here. I might get the wire wheel. I got these guys here. You just cut off the tip or whatever, cut off the end. You can put it in a drill, and it's very versatile to get down in places. So I'm gonna hit these real quick, and yeah, we'll be back. All right, guys, I've been doing some cleaning. I have my wire wheel with, I guess, my drill with this long wire wheel. Been getting it in there into the valves and just drilling it like that. Lots of speed. Don't want to damage anything, of course, but we've been cleaning. And also getting in with this pick. And it actually feels pretty clean. At least I'm not like hitting anything or snagging anything major. I don't have tons of confidence that we're gonna totally clean it. You know, the other side of the valves, you saw how those kind of turned out. They got some, you know, they're much cleaner, but there's still a lot of carbon on it.
Yeah.
Not much you can do unless you were to remove every valve and like clean every valve and then grind the valve seats with gritty paste, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the compound. But there's only so much we can get at home. So, you know, we always knew that. So it was never going to be perfect. But it's as good as we're going to get it. You know, we don't want to risk damaging the mating surface, and then we're gonna pour the acetone out of the valley so we can actually kind of like see it.
Yeah, and then also we need to just nail down this cam so it starts opening up some valves, and once we do that, we'll be able to get to the backside a little bit easier, and we can try the nylon abrasive wheel.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we'll probably just give it a brake clean bath. There's a lot of grime, you know, that's where the high pressure fuel pump goes. We don't want any grit in that. Then we also need to go back with a razor blade and just clean up the gasket surface. It looks really clean to begin with, so not a lot of stuff we need to remove.
And then we still have the engine block, the pistons that we're gonna get.
Yep. So if you want to grab the drill,
yeah,
the wire wheel is there.
Oh boy.
Is it fast?
No, just kind of got some schmutz on your desk. No big deal. No big deal.
Yeah, you can go ahead and hit that guy there. Let's see how much this cleans it up. It's doing pretty good. It's just getting dust everywhere. But this is a good step, you know, clean it all up.
Yeah, man, that is on there, actually.
It is. I think just hitting it, we don't really need to remove everything, just get it all clean a little bit. We'll expose some of the carbon, but we don't want to go too heavy on this. Causes so much dust. Well, it's getting there.
It is getting there. It just needs some TLC.
It's restoring. Also, I don't know, I don't want to gunk up the piston rings either.
Yeah, true. But we might want to cover the rest of the block when we do this.
Maybe.
I mean, I guess
we'll get one of these wipes. These Simple Green wipes. These Simple Green wipes are pretty good at just grabbing everything.
Oh, actually, that got more than I thought it would.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, it just needs a little bit more, and it's basically, like that,
it's basically brand new if I've ever seen a new one.
Once we actually hit it a little bit more, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
we'll get to it. All right, guys. As you can see, Tristan got the pistons all cleaned up. I mean, as good as it can be.
Yeah, as good as it can be.
I mean, you can see some barcodes and parts numbers and stuff. But
yeah, if you want to download our piston, you just use that QR code.
Here are the razor blades right over here.
Oh, okay. And then if you look, I didn't know this until I was cleaning it, that these have dishes for the valves, and these ones really don't.
Yep. So the next step for the surface is to just clean up any kind of, scum like that. You really don't even need to remove a lot of this stuff, the staining. As long as the razor blade takes it out, that's all that's really needed. So try not to catch any edges. Just clean up the surface. It just needs to be smooth. And then we have a new multi-layer steel head gasket, and we always use the copper head gasket spray. So it'll basically make up for any of the small divots in there.
Yeah, we're going to have to do the same thing with the head. It's got a lot more, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of RTV on this thing with its gasket.
I know. This is going to be a huge endeavor to just clean up all this.
Yeah.
I hate it. And then I think there's even more on this side. And then the actual, what's it called? The engine side.
Is this a gasket right here?
That's RTV.
These channels, like what are those channels from? I thought it was
a gasket. Yeah, a gasket.
Yeah. Okay.
So they double gas.
Yeah, okay.
They shouldn't have double gasketed it, but they did.
I mean, you never know. If you check the service manual, it might call for it.
I don't think so. I know what you're talking about, though. Like, they might, but this one, I doubt it.
Yeah. And then it's interesting because there's, on all these runners, there's gasket material, except for one. There's literally nothing there. It's clean. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they would forget a gasket, but they did.
It wasn't necessary.
They done did.
I'm just removing this cam because there's some rockers that fell out of place. I didn't tighten down the cam, so they weren't really holding it. And I do need to tighten them down now to access the valves. So I'm just going to remove these, get the rockers back in place, and we'll tighten down this cam. We'll put the other cam on, tighten it down, and then we'll have access to the valves to clean them. They need to be cleaned. I dropped a nut in there. Unfortunately, I'll have to grab that. If you can grab me a magnet. Yeah. There you go. I didn't even see where it went. Where did I drop my nut in this head?
Nut? Yeah, where did you nut in this head?
Where is it? Where's my nut? I think if I just move these rockers kind of back in their place, I will
And don't forget this.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to need that.
Definitely. This is the kind of like a hydraulic cup roller thing, lifter for the high pressure fuel pump right here. So this lobe, see that?
I do. That's interesting.
So that hits this.
It's like its own cam.
Yep.
Interesting. Oh, isn't that good? It fell out like it was easy to put in, and yet it's not easy to put in, I guess.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is just...
I mean, you don't have eyes on it.
Yeah, I don't got eyes on it. We'll deal with that later.
Yeah. As long as you don't forget it.
Yeah, it'd be impossible to forget. Also, if I did, I could just pop her back in because it gets covered by the, the high pressure fuel pump. Where'd that nut go? What the hell?
Maybe take the whole cam off.
This?
Yeah, because you dropped it down in there, right?
Probably fell down this way.
Oh, it fell down that way?
Probably.
Well, where's your flashlight?
Right here. It fell down like ready.
Just turn it upside down and shake it.
I could.
By the way, this thing is like 70 pounds, guys. This
It's so heavy.
This is such a heavy head. It's insane. You found it?
No.
You're just shooting your shot.
Yep, shooting in the dark.
Love it when that happens.
Where the heck did it go? I don't want to remove the freaking cam.
Well, I feel like it might be a good idea.
It didn't fall down that way, though. It fell this way.
Well, you know, you say that, but you couldn't find it, so.
Well, I mean, this is not going to...
Oh, fuck, I thought I saw it.
This isn't going to give me much more visibility if I remove the cam, so... It sounds like someone's here.
It's still an option to turn it upside down. I personally like that option right about now. Do those have replaceable bearings right there? Or
No.
Are the bearings just like in those cups?
There's no bearings. They're just caps.
That's why. That's
Pretty much every car does this.
The hell? It's metal on metal with no bearing.
Yep. It's aluminum. So let's tighten down. I think I'm just going to flip her over like you just said. Not flip her over, but like...
Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
We fell out.
What the hell? I heard something. I thought I heard something hit the ground, the concrete.
I heard too.
Where is it? Where are you?
Oh, I think it was just this rocker falling back.
That's actually likely. They're making the clickety-clack sounds. Yep. Well, alright, turn her over.
You bitch. Give me back my nut. Give me my nut!
Ooh. Careful doing that. Oh, they're just the rockers. Now turn it fully upside down.
No,
Why?
because I don't want the lifters to fall out.
That's right. Watch us struggle for 20 minutes trying to find this one nut.
You know what's crazy? When I, removed the spring, the valve spring, what's it called? The retaining whatever?
Yeah.
What are they called?
The locks?
Yeah, the valve locks flew 2 different directions, and I found them faster than I am finding this giant-ass nut in here.
That's crazy. So they flew across the
room, yes.
And you found them.
Yep.
And this nut that is in this head somewhere, you can't find that.
Correct.
That is crazy.
Oh, there it is. It fell down the spark plug hole.
Oh.
I don't think my magnet will get down there. My other magnet will. Can you get me my other magnet?
Turn it upside down.
Again, no.
Where?
Look around.
You
On the
have it
table.
out.
It's on the right.
You said it's on the right. Oh, it actually is. You weren't lying.
Don't lose those.
It's got the locks on there.
Don't lose those. I'm going to put them back on the magnet once we're done.
Here, I'm going to put it right next to the cam. All right.
Why
What
did
the
you do that?
fuck?
Give that back. Just give it to me.
What?
Let go. Why are you breaking everything, Kristen?
I pulled on the magnet stick and it just came out. What the hell?
Why are you breaking all my tools? You know he broke my torque wrench.
Yeah, actually, I think I've broken 2 of them.
There it is.
There it is. There's your nut. Davis always gets his nut.
Yep.
One way or another.
All right, so now going to torque these down by hand. All of the valves are under tension, so it's going to cause pressure on it. You don't want to. I've heard of people literally cracking their cam because there's too much spring
What?
pressure. Like one side being held by the other. So you got to start from the center and work your way out.
How'd they figure out it was cracked?
What? Because it snapped in half?
Oh, okay. Well, snapping and cracking are like separate things, so.
Same thing.
All right. Well, I disagree.
Yeah, it's like I just tightened that. Now this one is loose.
Is it like a torque sequence where you like torque them all and then you
there's
torque them a second
absolutely
time?
a torque sequence to this, guys, but I'm not doing it right now. Just like anything, there's a torque sequence,
But is there a torque sequence?
Torque. Oh, wait. Damn it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I should have looked at it before I started. Because we
Undoing-
did just turn it over,
Undoing all his work.
There we go. All right. Validating. Yes. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Now we're back.
Now we're back in business. What's the torque rating for that impact?
This?
Yeah.
Billion?
No, it's not. It's probably pretty low, I imagine.
Yeah, it is.
Because there's a reason you use it.
I hardly ever use it. All right. Now I'm going to go with this. I mean, I can see some of the valves opening. Also just pushing against the ground. There's no piston chamber for these to go down into. Also, why do they use studs and not bolts? I feel like bolts are going to be more...
Well, because remember, studs and nuts have a better clamping force.
Do we need a lot of clamping force for this?
I mean, I'm not a mechanic.
I would say no.
I'm not an engineer.
It's just more work. These are loose. It's like, are these cams not straight? What is going on here? Are they gay?
They're probably gay.
Now I'm just going in a line, which, whatever. All right, now, they're open. Some of these are going to be intake valves. Let's see how they look. I lied, they're not.
They're not? They're not open?
Yeah, I need to turn over the cam a bit. Oh my lord, it's so heavy. Okay, so this guy, I believe, goes on this side. Oh my god, this whole thing came out. I guess this can move forward. Don't want that. Go in.
Everything's a struggle.
Everything's so heavy, so goddamn big. Why'd they have to make a V6 with 1 cylinder head, No. Okay, dowel. There we go.
Yeah.
See, how hard was that?
Seemed very from at first.
Very hard.
Hard as a rock.
And then I guess this is also possibly an opportunity for me to get that lifter thing back in. Jeebus. Yeah, look how easy that was.
Oh, that was easy.
All right, now I'm going to put you on your side. Oh my God, I mean, fuck. Jesus. Ugh.
We should weigh that at some point.
Yeah.
Weigh you on the scale with it.
All right, can you get me the 15 mil? Nope, it is not out. You're not that lucky.
Oh, it's not actually out.
Can you get me the 15 mil?
I heard you.
Alrighty. So, turning this over now, it will actuate the valves. Oh, is it a 16 mil? I lied. It's a 16. Thank you.
Where's the other one?
Here you go.
Put that bitch away. Oh, just kidding. It was a 17.
So there is...
Is there movement?
Yep. I might be
You
able
are
to...
barely going to be able to get any of that.
I'm not. It is sludgy, though. Like I said, it feels like the consistency of, like, dried RTV.
Oh, wow.
Or not dry. Like...
Wow, that just came right off on your...
So I think with these simple green wipes, I might be able to...
Yeah.
Why isn't aluminum magnetic?
Do like a shoestring type motion with it. Why not?
I said I know.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Polishing it.
Yeah, maybe I need a new wipe. It's not bad. I mean, it's not on the valve seat anymore.
Do you have your pick still?
Yeah, I do.
Here, see if you get any of that off.
Oh, yeah. It's
Oh, yeah. I feel like it's so gummy right now that it might even come off the next time it's driven.
I know.
Because we've loosened it up at this point with the acetone.
Jesus. But yeah, you don't want to superheat and like did last time. Look at that. Look at that chunk that fell out. Yeah, maybe we just close these back up and fill it with acetone overnight.
Like one more time, yeah.
Because I didn't do it overnight like I said I was going to. I said in the last video or one of them I would do that. But
the one piston, he put like acetone in the cylinder.
Yeah, go show him the cylinder 4. I don't know if the results, like it took like more work.
Like this one cylinder, he had oil sitting in, and this cylinder took, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds to clean.
Acetone and ATF were in there.
And then like all the other ones, they actually took some elbow grease to clean, but no, that one was easy peasy. So you could do the same thing with the valves, and I think it would help.
Yeah, definitely would.
I mean, it's not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
At the very least.
It's also getting a little late for today.
Yeah.
This is, like I said in one of the other videos, just like the cleaning aspect of putting a car back together, like, or just doing repairs on a car, like, it takes most of the work, in my opinion. Like, we can sit here for hours cleaning.
I mean, if you didn't give a shit, you could slap this thing back together how it was. But that's kind of not how we do things.
Yeah. To a certain extent, we might, but this I can't overlook because this is what caused the critical failure for the car.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I think we did. I mean, those valves look a whole hell of a lot better. I'm not sure if like
it's coming up on camera very well, but like you can just see the evidence. Like look at
pretty clean compared to. And I don't know if you guys saw the valves like we saw it before.
I don't think I got a photo, unfortunately, but it was basically as bad as it could be. Like look how much stuff came out of that valve. That was just sitting on the back of it.
And that's what you didn't get with the wire brush already.
Yeah. Yep. It is.
And it's still coming out.
Yeah, look at that. I should get some compressed air in there.
That's what I was thinking too. Oh, wow. That's a big chunk. Oh, so just imagine he does this on all the valves. I mean, it's going to be a lot cleaner.
Yeah. It is so dirty right now, though.
It's too bad Scotch-Brite is so thick. If it were like a lot thinner, like your rag, imagine like doing the shoestring method and just cleaning the valve.
I'm pretty sure they make some material like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because that would be useful.
It's looking way better, though. Like, that's pretty clean.
Like a sand.
Oh, my God. I can see behind it, though. All the carbon behind it. This really is a situation where you'd want to get a... You might
blast.
Yeah, might consider that.
With the head off, like, I wonder how easy, or not easy, how affordable it would be.
Probably not very affordable. It'd probably be hundreds of dollars.
Oh, God.
I don't think that's worth it.
Because, like, $100 I could see just so it makes this thing, like, new.
Yeah, I doubt it. I can look around, but...
Yeah.
Lead time on machine shops and all that, like...
Because I imagine a machine shop isn't capable of doing it. It'd be more like a dealership or someone that offers that kind of service. Like your coworker got that done.
Yeah.
I wonder where he got that done at.
Volkswagen
wow,
shop.
Look at that, guys. He hasn't even done the other valve yet. Dang.
That's a hard freaking...
And that's exactly what causes failure.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, I'll look into it because this would make short work. I literally don't want to spend the hours doing it, so maybe it is worth my time and money, or worth my money to do it.
Yeah.
If I get my time out of it, but it would have to be very short turnaround and.
Yeah, and with the value of that too is we can take pictures of all this.
Yep.
And it'd be like a selling feature potentially.
Yep.
Because
Jesus.
I mean, there's chances we might get a seller that honestly they're buying
a
Porsche. They're buying a Porsche, so they don't give a shit, like mechanically, as long as it runs good, that's where it ends for them. But then you might get someone like us who would be actually like curious of like, you know, some of these things.
You know, this just might be the intake side. I don't have to do the other side because, yeah, this is. So this cam is just hopefully the intake. I don't need to bother with putting the other cam on.
Well,
the
that's
exhaust,
nice.
The exhaust is going to be clean. You know, it's just this. It's so bad. So I might just put some time and elbow grease into this.
Yeah, because it's not so bad. I mean,
Genuinely,
now
I
that
think
you're
if I
getting
just
it.
soak it overnight,
Yeah?
this stuff will just fall out on its own.
yeah, I think that'd be a good idea.
Fallout New Vegas, you know?
Dude, guys, watch the new Fallout season. It's coming out December 17th.
It might be out, but so it's the 6th right now. And this
So
is...
it's 6. So
Yep, and this video would probably be coming out just when that happens because I think Monday's the 8th, right?
yes.
And then we got 3 days later after that.
Yep.
So yeah, Fallout would be out by then.
Yeah, because it's coming out on the 17th and it's the 6th right now. So definitely be watching that.
We will be.
We will be for sure. And Davis, maybe you'll buy that Pip-Boy.
Yeah, finally.
Hey, the new one. Buy the new one.
My knees can't take this, guys.
Yeah, dude, I'm hurting too.
Maybe I just look how much does it cost to walnut blast.
Yeah.
If I have the cylinder head off.
I was gonna say,
see.
quick, ask ChatGPT, but I have your phone right now.
Yeah. All right, how much does a walnut blast cost with cylinder head off? 300 to 900 plus, yeah.
No.
40 to $50, 65 per cylinder.
Yeah, no.
That's too rich for my blood. It would need to be like $100. And there's
Yeah,
just no
$100.
way. I mean, I could look up walnut blaster tool because I'd be willing to invest in one.
I've actually seen someone make their own sandblaster.
Yeah.
And you would think you could just use walnut shells.
Well, here we go. 350. Oh,
Hey, wait, hang on. Look up what a bag of walnut shells costs. No lie, because you can make your own homemade sandblaster.
maybe I'm going to be doing that, guys.
Because it's actually really easy.
Yeah, all I do is just get the walnut blaster and then I get vacuum and just shoot and then suck out.
Yeah. Shoot and suck.
Oh, here we go. VR6 walnut tool.
What?
Yep.
That's crazy. The 3D printed?
Yep.
Look at that. And that's for this engine.
Yep. So that sucks out so you basically through that pinhole at the top, that's what injects the walnut blasting.
Yeah.
And then but no, the problem is for me, it would just, some of those ports go way deep in there.
They do.
So I would need a tool that's able to reach them and actually effectively hit the valve surface.
I mean, anything is better than nothing.
Yeah. Okay, if it's loose, it just needs to be knocked out.
Like, that kind of a nozzle could fit in there, maybe.
I doubt it. That's a hard nozzle, and there's curves. It probably won't fit.
Well, yeah, we're going to have to...
I'm just going to do the best with what I got, guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it's going to have to be. Yeah, so I can also look into some Scotch-Brite that is thinner. Like I said, I know of some. I believe I know of some. But something like this is a bit thick. Like if I were to try to get this guy in there, it actually fits.
Does
You're
it?
right, yeah. Oh, that's great.
That actually might be all you need then.
Yeah, but another problem is the chamber itself, you know? This
Yeah,
doesn't get the
you're not
chamber,
gonna-
this gets to the top of the valve.
Yep.
But that works pretty well, actually. I just need to blow it out so there's no fibers in there. But that cleans that up pretty good. That was one of the cleaner valves. Let me get a dirty valve that I haven't touched yet. Yeah, these ones I haven't touched. So I'll get that in there. Looks pretty good. I don't know how that even comes up on camera, but
It really doesn't, but...
these were horrible before. Like, seriously, terrible. Dang, you can even see this. Like, look in here. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad still.
Yep,
Yeah.
there you go. So bad. Why is it so gross?
Direct injection.
And open that valve. Okay, I haven't touched this one at all for sure. So this should come out very easily. Maybe we can get a good before and after. Get in there. And this, I don't think will be enough to really mess up any, like, valve seat, like the valve mating surface.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to do this. I mean, this is really good. And then I'll just scoop out the rest with the pick tool while the valve's open. Then I'll give it a...
Now look at that with the flashlight.
Here, there's some stuff on top. It comes off. Like, it's loosened by the acetone. And then the stuff in there, dear God, this is going to clump out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avalanches of carbon coming out. That acetone did work. I'm going to, once we're done here, I'm just going to fill the chambers back up with some acetone and clean her up. Because that's going to be the best I'm going to do. I'm not going to deal with the walnut blasting and the lead time on that. I think a couple passes of acetone and this will do it good. Let me just wipe this down and then we'll close the valve again. We'll see how much dirt remains. This is not like my GMC. I did the DOD delete on my truck and I took apart the cylinder head. The valves were massive. They were like, what is it, $C or whatever. They were
Dang.
huge. And you could easily, the valve, you know, comes out far. I mean, I removed them myself to clean them properly, but like these valves, tiny, and they do not come out very far. It's not very high lift. All right, let's turn her over and check in there again. Oh, that's way better. Come look at this. Let's see if we can.
Oh, wow. That is a lot better.
That one is still a little dirty. I need to clean that, but this one, it's good. It's
yeah,
clean.
that
I would
is
say that's
clean.
totally good.
Like acceptable levels.
Definitely. You know, new car, right? No, it'll work. So I'm gonna pour some acetone in here.
Hell yeah.
Actually, some of the intake are not open yet. I'm going to take the cam off and remove the tension, fill them back up with acetone, and yeah, we'll just move on to the next thing, guys.
All right.
All right, everybody, it's a bit later. I just got something in the mail here. Look at that Volkswagen part. We're gonna open this up and see how it compares to what I got. So I actually ended up finding the correct part number for Porsche. This is a Volkswagen part, so it might not be the right part, but we're going to hope it is. Basically, the 2016 Touareg, had the same engine. This is a 2016 Touareg long style exhaust valve, so it should just be the same. Measure everything, of course, validate that. Nice and packaged. There we are. Looking at the bottom, it's definitely different. This one is actually like a dish. This one is just a taper. The length looks the same, the width looks the same, so let me go ahead and give this a shot here. Basically, my conclusion is if it's the same dimensions, I'm throwing it in there. So I'll zero this out. Check the old stem length or width. It is 5.9. New one, 5.9. Same, nice. It's got the 3 grooves for the retaining ring, and then this portion here should be about 30 mil. Get that on there. 30.13. Got the new one, 30.15. So within the margin of error, there we go, 3.13. Just for how I can test this, that might be better. Might try it that way. Yeah. Overall, it's about the same, and then the overall length should be identical, 136 mil. Yep, 136. We'll give this one a shot. There it is, 136. So as far as I can tell, these are virtually the same valve except for how it's dished at the bottom. I don't think that's really going to cause any kind of issues with, the end results. Just as long as everything else matches just the same, no problem there. Same length, same valve size, same amount of retaining rings are in the same location. So I can't get one any sooner, so I'm going with this guy here. I need to clean up these valves again. I let these sit with some acetone in them, so probably open up the valves again, clean them out. Do my best not to be too aggressive with it, but next, this guy can go right in there, and it'll be right next to it. Just the, the odd one out. It's fine. It's totally fine. It'll be good. I don't know really what the difference is with this. Seems like maybe the bottom is a little bit thicker. I couldn't tell you. Maybe this one's better at not chipping or something. I don't know. Or melting. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning up these surfaces. I'm just going to steamroll through cleaning the head gasket surface, the valves, getting the actual valve cover surface all cleaned up. The rest of the parts overall, the timing chain covers, the block itself, the head surface, get this all cleaned. It's actually cleaned up pretty nicely. Next, I did get finally the correct wire connector. So this is a Audi part number, as far as I can tell on there. It's a Audi part number 8K0973-724. So I ordered a couple different kinds online. So this one came with wires and pins and stuff, but the problem is the wires that came with it were much too small. Let me see if I can find an example of one that here it is. So as you can see, this guy is smaller and a different design than the OEM one. For the best solution for these connectors, I wanted to I wanted to depin and repin on new connectors. So that was just a completely wrong connector or pin. So the new connector I got for it just literally won't work. I don't want to cut wires and crimp them or splice in that way. I just want to depin and repin. So I found another set. This one looked online like it was supposed to be correct, right part number and stuff. It was not. They were also too small. But finally, I found these guys. These are the actual part number, and it even has the VW on there, even though it says made in China. But these ones, I depinned it and I tested it, so now it works. I'll have all new coil connectors because, as you can see, all these are just totally busted and wrecked. Can't work with those. So got all 6. I'll go ahead and start depinning those, but what I really like to do first is just work on cleaning things. So I think I'm just gonna put the camera down and get to work cleaning this. It's just a lot of cleaning. You guys will see. It's just scrubbing surfaces using razor blades, Scotch-Brite. I also have a specific 3M tool that I like using. This guy here, it's like a gray Scotch pad or finger thing. I don't even know what you call it. This is a tool here. It's a 3M. This is a tool here. It's a 3M product. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it is a abrasive tool, but it's very fine, I guess you call it. It's not going to damage aluminum. So this is for cleaning up gasket surfaces. I'll go over anywhere after I've touched it with a razor blade and Scotch-Brite just to kind of clean up any remaining RTV or grime. This is a really useful tool for cleaning timing covers and cylinder heads, stuff like that. So I'm gonna get started cleaning all this and I'll be right back. All right guys, just got done with a bunch of cleaning, the cylinder head mainly. I decided to bite the bullet and remove all the roller rockers and the lash adjusters. So I was able to get the whole cylinder head in the parts washer, just get it all cleaned out, all the oil off. Like, this thing is super clean, and generally I just prefer to work on stuff that's clean. You know, I see a lot of people just throw stuff back together as is. You know, you do save time with that, but then the end result, in my opinion, is much worse. I'd prefer to just have much, you know, cleaner stuff to just handle and touch. I got the valve cover clean there as well. So now what I'm going to work on is getting the new valve in. So what I'm going to do is just lightly lap the valve. You know, and put a new valve in here. This surface isn't perfect. This is, you know, new valve, so you just want to mate them a little bit. Not going to go excessively with it. So I'm just going to get some valve grinding compound on this, drop it in, and then I have some, I don't know where they are, but suction cups they'll put on the top. I'll just by hand just spin it in there, and, you know, it'll clean up that surface, just made them a little bit better. Let's set up the camera here, and maybe we can get a shot of that. I also have a tool that will allow me to compress the valve spring. This guy here, the jaw would just fit under here. I would get it, I mean, this tool might not actually work. We'll see, because this is pretty big, the cylinder head. I might be able to come in through this way from the bottom, but we will see. So got the Permatex valve grinding compound. What I will do is I will just dab some on the bottom side of this, just where they touch the valve seat and the actual valve, just a light coat. Don't need to go excessive. You're gonna have to clean this out as well. Once I'm done, you don't want any grinding compound remaining once you put everything back together. So we'll drop that in. And then I don't know exactly what size suction cup will work. I don't know. So we'll just clean it up. Also, it's got that crater in there. So let's see if this one works. Oh, it's a bit too big. There we go. Maybe this will work. Oh yeah, there. So you can hear the grittiness. So it's effectively like sanding down the surface. Not going to go too fast, not too hard, not too long. It's really easy to blast through these, and you're basically just trying to get a good seal. Once it starts sounding smoother, you've definitely gone through most of the grit there, but you can lift it up, go back in. I'd probably only do this for a minute or two. I would only do this for like a minute or two. It's not, like I said, you don't want to blow through the metal. If you can get it right, you can give it a good spin like that, but not having the most luck with this. Normally what I do, and this goes against basically what I've been saying, usually I'll get a electric drill on the other side, connect to the valve stem, and spin it in there with the electric drill, add some pressure, but I've had some mixed results with that. I don't want to go too hard. Like I said, just want to make sure that the new valve has a good home, a good foundation to start. So I'm gonna pull out the valve now, hopefully. Get some paper towel, clean out the hole, just get out all the valve grinding compound. It's not shiny anymore like it was previously. That will come, you know, much later after it's ran for quite a bit. You know, naturally it'll just get a shine, but that's just kind of what we want. This is the finish. It's a little matte. It's not too big. On camera it might not show up, but the edges of it have still a little bit of shine. You don't want to eat all the way through it. Same here. You can see just the gray ring. That was the contact surface, and we didn't go too excessive with that. So now that that's done, we can drop the valve in for final time. You might actually want to lube this up with some engine oil or something. Let me go grab some. This is just some 5W30. I will just put a little bit on the valve stem here. Don't need to go crazy like I said. And put that guy in there. Nice. Now, what might be a bit more of a struggle is setting this guy up so I can get the valve spring compressor tool on. Basically just need to, you know, compress the spring, get the keepers on, and then we're done just on the single valve. So let me set you guys up. I'll see if we can get a good frame of this nonsense I'm about to do. Is that good? You guys good with that? We're gonna give it a shot here. Normally, I like to have a magnet, but I think I can freehand this. So, first off, I'm just going to stand it upright. I think I'll have more or better results if I have it standing or sitting on its side. Let's try this. Oh, geez, it's so heavy. Exhaust side. Let's see. This needs to come in a bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to reach that. I don't know if I can reach it from either side, honestly. This is not long enough. Worst case scenario, what I'll do is I'll pull this out by hand and I'll push it in by hand. These are pretty small valve springs, so I can possibly compress them by hand. I know I've done it with a Subaru engine before, but let's flip her over and give this a shot here. That might be better, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Get our valve spring on, get our retainer on. All right, this will work, actually. Let me get this set, and then I'll give you guys a close-up of what I'm doing here. As long as this holds well, I can show you the whole process by hand. You'll get a good look. There it goes. That's working. It's working, guys. So you can see that is the valve top of it. Just cinching that down, and then this side is resting on the valve itself. So hell yeah, this universal tool works. So just turn this, compresses the valve. We just got to do this until we expose the grooves for the keeper, and I can drop the keepers in, and then I can remove the tension, and we're good. Okay, we're definitely pretty compressed there. And then the keepers is this is a dangerous place to place it, but it's tapered down. The smaller end needs to go towards the base. So usually where I like to have a magnet or something to drop this on, I'm actually gonna go grab one real quick. You guys can come with me. There it is. Past it. Magnet. It also usually helps to have some assembly lube on here to help the keepers stick, but oh well. Get off. All right. There you guys can see that one is on. Not really. I need to tighten this a bit more. And this guy wants to fall out, but you know what? This actually might help. It's gone to the bottom, and I can just drop the new one on top. Yeah, it needs to go a bit farther down. I might throw some assembly lube or oil or something on this, just so I don't know what kind of view you guys have there, but it is probably what the best we're gonna have. All right, that was just this. All right. Usually once you get the keepers in the grooves themselves, they will hold on just fine. It's like that. The top one is on. Now I just need the bottom one to kind of hold itself. I forgot this screwdriver's magnetic. That's kind of helpful. We're so close. Get on. It's a little deceiving. It might be not as compressed as it needs to be still. Sometimes you can also manipulate the valve spring. Once you have tension on there, just moving the tool, just shifting it. Just go down a little bit, brother. Help me out. Now this is where some grease would come in. I'm just gonna grab some. Yeah. I use this Driven brand engine assembly grease. This stuff, see if I can get you on camera here. This stuff is super sticky and it'll hold engine parts together while you're working on them. And then once it's in place and the car runs, it will just dissolve with the oil. So it's safe, it won't clog up anything. It's a nice product. If you ever need to suspend a engine part, it is sticky. Like I said. Come on, brother. I need to come on the other side. Yeah. Oh, there you go, bro. You're on. Just move up a bit. I don't really want to go in with the magnet again. Let me see, do I got a pick? Yes. I fear the magnetic pick would displace it. Oh yeah, that's on now. So, as you guys can see, it is sitting around the neck of that valve stem. And now my goal is to slowly loosen this so that it remains on there. Don't want the edges of the valve spring retainer to knock the edge up. This is where that point I mentioned comes in, where you can kind of manipulate the valve spring position. So I'm pushing it down right now, like the tool down, so that it aligns with the keepers that I've placed. And we're golden now, actually. We're done. Hell yeah. It's gonna loosen this all the way so it's easier to remove. There we go. Hell yeah. New valve officially in. That does it. That fixes the car. Porsche is fixed. Hopefully. But yeah, there it is, guys. That's a new one. It's its brother sitting right next to it. All done. Now we can place all the lifters back in, clean up some of the remaining stuff on this. I mean, I just need to degrease the bottom with some acetone. All the gasket surfaces. I like, once I'm done cleaning it, you know, with the razor blade and everything, Scotch-Brite, whatever, I like to just go over all the surfaces with acetone, make sure that the surface is completely clean. And then as far as the rest of the parts go, I do need to clean up some of these things here. So like that's a high pressure fuel pump, drive. We got the cam gears or whatever. I want to clean up the cams as well. I mean, they've just been sitting. I might just quickly just rinse them with some degreaser and just dry them off, re-oil them. all the caps, you know, stuff like that. But I can basically start reassembling the cylinder head, and the final remaining piece is this guy here. So this goes to the top. You clean that up, new gasket, or clean up the gasket surfaces. Then we can actually start by replacing the timing chain. So I got a new timing set for this, new guides. I got all these parts finally for the Porsche. I wonder how I take this off. I think I might need to loosen that to get the chain completely off. I want to remove it and, you know, put in my new stuff. But yeah, clean up all these surfaces. They're all good to go. This needs to still be cleaned, the top head gasket surface. Just knocking over everything. But all right, guys, a lot of work so far. I'm gonna go ahead and get continued on this. I'm just gonna get the keepers back in, clean up the cam, just get the cylinder head assembled. All right, I'm gonna be throwing these guys in now. I just kept them all in order, lined up, basically. So the inlet was facing me, and these are the front, you know, left to right. So I'm just going to, first off, just spray them off with some good old brake clean, because they are a bit dirty from just sitting a little bit, you know. Basically the exposed cylinder head and the, you know, also them just sitting completely open caused that, but not the end of the world. Just spray them off. Let's dip them in a little bit of engine oil and they'll go right on. Not gonna try making a mess or anything like that with all the engine oil. Don't want to drip in everywhere, but yep, I just want to make sure I'm doing everything best I can, as clean as possible. Give this engine good long life, because you know what? If it doesn't sell, I'm keeping it. I kind of like this car so far, even though I haven't driven it at all, except driving it into my garage. I really like, you know, the Porsche life. You know, maybe I'll buy a Porsche after this. It's pretty cool. Pour a little bit more oil using this Valvoline Restore and Protect. It's gonna be a new motor with this thing. But this is what I was talking about, guys. Just the, you know, the process of cleaning everything takes forever if you want to do it right. You can definitely cut corners and just skip steps. And you know, most cases it's gonna be fine. But what I believe is the last 10% of a job is, you know, the most important, the most critical part of it, and the most time consuming. These are gonna be all clean, ready to go. I'm gonna clean up all the cams, gears, just everything. They'll be minty fresh. Hell, maybe I even put some assembly lube on the top of the valve stems, make it official. One thing I don't want to do is, although I was talking up this assembly grease, I don't want to jam up anything that's going to be sensitive. So, for example, the cam gears, you know, they got VVT stuff going on in there, and that's very oil dependent. They want super clean oil. They want the right oil thickness. Although this car does call for pretty thick oil. It calls for 5W40 or 5W50, I can't remember. So pretty thick oil, all things considered. But I'd rather just put exactly what it needs in there, being the standard engine oil. I'm also, at the end of this, when I'm ready to put everything back together, like the engine in the car, basically. Before I put the valve cover on, I'm gonna pour the oil through the top of the cylinder head, really just lubricate finally all the remaining pieces. Also, actually, before that, I'm going to run some different clean, new throwaway engine oil through the crankcase, just in case there's any debris that got kicked around when we were cleaning up stuff. Make sure that it is going to be only fresh, new oil in the sump when we go to actually fire it up. So I'll pour some old oil. I guess when I say old, some stuff that you get exactly like the Valvoline I have here. I just had like a couple quarts left over. So it's new oil, but effectively throwaway oil, stuff that's not going to be ran. Just going to drain it through the crankcase, drain the engine, and then we will put the proper final oil in there. We are a couple away, three away from being done with the intake side. These look really clean, guys. There's one thing I mentioned in the previous video, you know, the cams, the roller rockers, the lash adjusters, they're just all so clean. Like this car, it's almost as if it had a new engine or reconditioned engine at some point. Oh no, I'm running out of brake clean. I don't know much about brake clean efficiency. You know, there's a lot of new products out there. There's like government stuff going on with like chlorinated versus non-chlorinated. I know Canada was hit really hard with, you know, the type of product you can buy. But my philosophy is buy what works and buy what's cheapest. So I just went down to my local Walmart and I bought their whole like Super Tech parts cleaner. This thing, they're like $5 a bottle. I think actually it's like $4.86 or something. So that beats so many others. I bought this other brand off Amazon. I can't remember the exact name. It's like $30 for 6, but this still even beats that out. And $30 for 6 is pretty good, honestly. So where you put your money into consumables, you know, you got to be sparing sometimes. You know, money doesn't grow on trees, but when you're doing stuff, you know, car work constantly, kind of need to, you know, use those, have those expenses. So making wise purchases is important. All right, last intake, rocker lash adjuster on. Soon we'll be able to put the cam on. I mean, this cam, we can get that cleaned up and put that cam on, but now I'm just gonna do the exhaust side. He basically saw me do this, so I'm gonna run and do that, clean up the cam. We'll be able to get the front cover on, all the VVT stuff on, cylinder head will be done, and then we can work on putting on the motor and the timing stuff. So excited. All right, guys, I made some good progress. I went ahead and got all the lash adjusters and rockers in here cleaned up. I got the cam in, and I also just added some assembly grease. This is a better look at the assembly grease that I use. Put it under there, basically all the cam journals as well as the lobes themselves. So I cleaned up the caps. I'm going to be putting those on there, but I'm also going to grab a specific Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi tool that holds the cams in place. So as you can see, there's a divot in the back here. I believe the correct orientation for this is going to be it about like that, with the cam lobe facing up or inward towards the other one. I guess more so like that. So I will go ahead and basically also need to get the second cam in place, bolted down, and then the front cover as well. So a couple of things just need to happen here, but that's where I'm at. I'm going to work on putting these on. I'm going to lube up the underside of the journal, but I got these all cleaned up to go on top. All the nuts are a little dirty, so I'm just gonna, I guess, spray them in my hand. Get this as clean as I can. There we are. Just put you on a towel. Run out of paper towels, guys. But now that I have that, I'm gonna start lubing these guys up. So these only go on one way. I probably don't need to put so much lube on them, but whatever. Just a light coating. Also, I numbered these to make sure that they're going exactly back where they came from. I'm not sure if there's any differences between these guys, but all I know is these journals have, been living with this cam forever. So I want to make sure that the wear stays with them. You never want to mix these up. I don't know how catastrophic it would be if you were to swap them, but it would surely lower its life if you were to do that. Yep, and this is the one that was having problems removing. That one, there we go. Just takes a little bit of rotation, I suppose. I don't know why it's like that. Imagine it's going to be a little bit of a struggle getting everything how it's supposed to go together with that front plate. So I think what I will do is I will just tighten this down first. I know that'll make some valves stick out of the bottom, but that's fine. I just want to make sure everything aligns properly and there's no conflict when putting these things back together. And then ultimately I need to get the tool on the back so we can make sure that when I put the cylinder head on, I'm not putting it on where there's valves open, touching pistons. That is the worst case scenario. So I'm just going to hand thread these nuts on, the random 11mm nuts Audi decided to put on this, or Volkswagen or Porsche, whoever made this motor. Like, come on, guys. Why 11mm of all millimeters, What is the purpose? Why not 10 mil? Oh, well, the clamping force is not adequate. And 12mm, that would be a no-go. That's overkill. It'd be kaput. 11mm. Yes, absolutely. So the cam is definitely, it's under spring tension. It's touching the rockers, which are touching the springs. So this isn't absolutely perfect scenario for me to get all these nuts on. For example, this guy's definitely under some spring tension. Before I move forward to that, I just want to make sure that all of these rockers are actually on valves. I had an incident where one was sitting sideways on one, but that looks good. So what I'm gonna do is just slowly draw these down from the center. That way it'll expose a little bit more of these studs. And I'm actually, what the heck, I'm missing one. I probably left one over there. I did retrieve that one that went missing. That was recovered, so no worries there. But this one seems to be missing. Where the heck did it go? I might need to put my own on that thing. That sounded wrong, guys. I meant a different one. I'm gonna steal one of the others from the exhaust side. And if we come to that point and it didn't accidentally get mixed up, then, we'll find a different nut. We'll get our nut on there. All right, there we go. It's sinking down. It's just hitting the right ones, but it is taking the path of least resistance. I can tell, you know, it's going for wherever it's not going to have to deal with the spring pressure. So it did rotate the cam a bit. I will rotate the cam back into the position it needs to be, of course, but we're just fighting the spring pressure of the valves. All right, guys, I got a 1 1/8" wrench, which is not the correct fit, but it at least engages it. So just turn the cam kind of where this is going to be flat, and the lobes are going to face each other. I might need to double check and think maybe it's these lobes that need to face each other, not these ones. Yeah, that sounds more correct. But these are tightened down. We're just fighting that spring pressure I've been talking about over and over again, but not a problem. There. Oh, that feels way better. It's like kind of a neutral position for the cam, you know? So that's good. All right, so now I will work on getting the other cam cleaned up and on here. I guess just before I do that, I'll just get some of that grease on all the rockers, all the journals. Just make sure I get it lubed up before I forget. You want to make sure that everything is lubed before you insert your camshaft into a motor. And this will just prevent it from running dry until oil can get to it. You know, most people will just put engine oil here, which is fine, but I don't expect to put this motor in the car today and run it today. So, and even this week, I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that far given some other obligations I have, but I'm gonna do my best. So engine assembly lube for the win. Make sure that everything's good to go. If it sits a bit too long, it'll be not the end of the world. Just a little dab will do it. Doesn't need to be overly too much. Nice. All right, I'm gonna get the other cam, clean her up, set her down, clean up the caps, and we'll send this thing home. All right, guys, my last clean paper towel. I just got this cleaned up with some simple green wipes. I don't want to waste any brake clean on it, and it does a really good job at removing the grime and stuff. I mean, not that this was super dirty, it just had been sitting out, so there's, you know, some surface like dirt on there, mainly when I was cleaning up all the carbon. Unfortunately, I sprayed a lot of little bits everywhere, so I'm gonna make sure that this is all clean. So that is all good now, and if I'm right, the inner lobes face each other, so I'm gonna place it in this way. All careful like, don't want to nick one of the studs. There we go, that's good. I got all the caps cleaned up, and I counted them, and I got enough nuts over here, guys. So that one, it just made its way with these other guys, so I was never missing any. Oops. Just like the other ones, I'm just gonna brake clean these in my hand. Don't want any dirty nuts getting in this new engine. But I went ahead and I cleaned up all these caps, so they are all good to go. I'm gonna start dropping them on. Again, just a little bit of assembly lube. You don't need a whole lot. Oops, I had that backwards. There. Is that supposed to be a 6? I guess it is. I can't even read my own handwriting. It just needs to be discernible from the other ones, right? No, I'm pretty confident that's the right one, because that's a 5 for sure. I kept these in line. The number 4 bearing, or cap, which I seem to have had issues with on both sides getting in, it has like what looks like a thrust washer area, but there was no thrust washer or anything like that. It's like a weird divot on the sides, so like around here. I don't know why, but I bet it has something to do with why it was a little difficult to get back on. This one kind of had the same problem. I'm gonna get that bucket of brake clean away from me. Dear God, I'm getting lightheaded. Guys, don't hotbox your garage with brake clean. Kills brain cells. All right, so now we can do just the same as the other side. Let's work these nuts on, just hand tight, and we'll get the impact, just drive them down a bit. And we'll get a wrench on it, have the cam lobes face each other. We'll get the tool on, be able to lock the cams in place so there's no issues with, you know, accidentally kissing some valves to pistons when we put the cylinder head on. It'll be great. All right, here we go. Just draw down the center. One thing I did notice is that the cam is hollow, so even weaker. I don't know if it's a major concern with these cams breaking if you do unequal torquing, you know, when you're installing like this, but it being hollow does not help. I mean, most cams I suppose are hollow since oil goes through it, but this one is especially. All right, guys, got this one all installed. Now just turn this over a little bit. There we go. It's about right, I suppose. You know, looking at it, how's that tool even gonna get in there to get in there? What the heck? So kind of like, I mean, most people on this channel, I'm assuming, probably only have experience with older, you know, single cam cars. So overhead cam, some of the newer ones, they have tools that hold the cams together. So there's these ridges in the end, so you can slide a tool in, it'll lock them together. but the ridge of the cylinder head is taller than the openings for the tool. So I'll just need to read about it real quick and see how those are supposed to lock together. Regardless, I'm going to work on getting the plate on. So I'm gonna flip this guy over, see if I can. This thing's heavy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, wow. Just like that. Whew. Now I have this here. This guy, I need the triple square, 8 mil, I believe. And I also might want to just quickly rinse this off. Not rinse it, just spray it with some brake clean. Also might want to get the high pressure fuel pump in first. I don't know if I'll be able to access that otherwise. That's kind of important. And then I'm also going to check my timing kit because this does have like what looks to be a guide, and it's probably replaceable. Chain guide. Yeah, there it goes. All right, got the high pressure fuel pump, so it's like a offset lobe. There's a timing mark. It has this guy here, which is driven. You can only put it in one way, like that. And then this sits on the inside. And as the lobe turns, it basically, this is like a lifter. It'll move up and down, and that actuates the pump. So I slide that guy in. Yeah, I definitely needed to have this out first. Be out of the way. Slide you in there. And just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna add a little bit of assembly lube on the teeth of this thing. You know, they're gonna be making direct contact and moving real fast. Make sure this shaft is all lubed, ready to go. I'm also going to lube the faces of these guys. You know, it's gonna be spinning in there. This one definitely, it's not worn out or anything, but it definitely sees wear. All right, same with this guy. Just gonna put it through. Looks like it has a keyway on it, so just gonna make sure this goes in properly. Put a little bit of engine assembly lube on it, just like everything else. There we go. Just some on the outside of it, since this will be moving back and forth. And then, like I mentioned, this assembly lube, it's really good at holding stuff in place. So this did fall out at one point. So now that we have this assembly lube, we should have a lot more luck with it not doing that. There. It is in now, and this will probably go like that. So I'm gonna hit this real quick with some brake clean. Actually, I'm gonna run and double check if I have a new guide, chain guide for this before I blast it. Look at that, I do. I believe that's the same part. So I'm gonna just quickly remove you. We will get you right out of here. Yeah, that's it. Looks like it just has some tabs that are a little on there, you know? Let me see, yeah, screwdriver. I might just break it. That might be the best course of action here. There we go, let go. Nice, now just go ahead and add the new one. Should just pop in, basically. That hurt. All right, nice, all clipped in, cool. So now I just need to clean this, and then we'll get those M8 triple squares in. I don't wanna go too aggressive with this. This is part of the VVT system, so I don't want any junk getting in there. Sorry you guys don't get the best view of this right now, but there's looks like a little screen too, so that helps. Just blow that out with some brake clean, looking good. And the interior side of this thing, I'm gonna put some engine oil just so that it has something there, you know, some lubrication. I don't wanna put any heavy engine assembly grease in there. Just gonna do the good old engine oil. And this does have a seal. I don't have a replacement. Metal gaskets are usually pretty good. So we are just going to run with that for now. Let's drop some oil on these rings. Like I said, it was weird. These are like piston oil rings. Makes sense, you know, in a VVT system. So not the weirdest thing to see. I've just never seen it. Make sure these get just full of oil. We'll do the insides too of this thing. Make sure that we are all good. Get the seal. All right. Got my tool here. Okay, so now this is kind of where I believe the struggle will start. We do need to get this lined up. Oh no, that was way easier. I don't want to force anything, but we basically had to line up both of these chambers with the oil control rings, and then, you know, they're bigger than the diameter. They need to compress. They're like a spring clip or C-clip, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, an oil ring. So I don't want to crush anything. So I'm just gonna slowly bring these guys in until it seats properly. We are up against a dowel as well, so that could cause some problems. And guess what, guys? I lost my adapter. At least I don't know where it is, so this is all by hand. I hate working hand tools. Hand speed, it's just slow. I want to zip this on with an impact, you know? I want to set it to a million ugga-duggas and never come off. Just kidding. When you're dealing with something like this, hand touch is better. Okay, that side's going on. This side is not on. I could literally see the thing flexing, like going in one side. Something like this, you know, aluminum, you don't want to stress it sideways, you know. You just want to go in evenly, controlled. It's going to be your best success there. Come on, brother. Go in. So oily. Why did I do this? Why did I lubricate everything? All right, finally got that hand tight down. And draw this side in. Kind of same story, it's just, hopefully it's not getting hung up on that. Let me loosen the other side a bit. Oh, it's completely loose now. I think maybe I just need to work this around a bit. Let me get my trusty wrench here. Yeah, that is definitely not loose. So I'm gonna commit and find my adapter so I can get this going. I think electric tools might help in this scenario. There. Not to really blast this or anything, oops, but just to make sure we're all on track. I'm gonna loosen you up. So everything to be just a little loose. I remember it was a struggle pulling this thing off originally. So I did envision this happening. I think it just needs to go on squarely, you know? So this side was the problem side. It is not wanting to really move forward. So maybe it's the fact that the cam just needs to move a bit. It's not improving the situation. It looks square in the center. Oh, there it goes. It moves forward a bit. Honestly, I think it's just these dowels. Let me try tightening this side first. Well, guys, I took this back off here and I found that this oil ring broke. So I think maybe I was a bit too rough with it or something. I really was very delicate, so I don't know how that's possible. It did just get hung up and maybe that little bit amount of torque broke it. So I'm gonna need to investigate it. I seriously doubt I can just put this back in and it will seal properly. I mean, it has these loose rings which spin around, right? And they're supposed to restrict the oil from moving from place to place. So this is still intact and the original hole is there, just an additional one. So regardless, that's not going to be a serviceable item. It's just not going to be something that will operate, I'm assuming. I can't just throw this in and just have two holes. I mean, I'll do some research, but I'm not gonna do this wrong. I'm just gonna work to get a new ring. So that unfortunately puts me way far back on getting this going. Can't move forward until that's fixed, unfortunately. So I'm going to end for now on the cylinder head. I do have a little bit more work I can do before I end this video, but that little snag, definitely setback. I did not expect that and not happy, but I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. I'll just have to source it. Hope I don't need to buy a new cam entirely. If I could just buy a ring and just slide her on, that would be ideal. But I guess next what I'll do is just go over the ignition coil wires. So these guys are completely broken on the car. So I'm gonna depin these and repin them with the new guys and just replace them. It's gonna be the best fix. I didn't want to cut and splice any wires. So now that I have the correct ones, which these were the 8KO973724 part number. You need these specifically if you're working on this car. I bought some generic ones and they didn't work. I bought what I thought were correct ones and they still didn't work, mainly being the wires that they come with were smaller. So I'm gonna set the camera up here. I'm gonna go to town, just depinning these and moving them over. Let's see if I can get you guys set up here. Again, I wish I had my cameraman. Tristan was here at the beginning of this video, I'm pretty sure. Where the heck did he go? Freaking slacker. That's probably gonna have to do. So I'm just gonna get these incorrect ones out of the way. And these things have a little plastic clip that sits in the bottom of this. So you pull these out and then you're able to depin. And the kit even came with this handy dandy tool. So you just get this in here, pull them, and then you're able to pull out the wires. So now I have a bunch of these extra wires. Pretty nice. Just some spare wire, colored, if I need it for anything. Just gonna depin this guy. We'll work on depinning the original and then moving them over. Come on, come on. Why are you being this way? I've been huffing too much brake clean, guys. I'm struggling here. I'm thirsty, I need water. Just been in the garage. All right, there we go. Now we have this all ready to go. We'll get this guy, which is mostly dependent, just for the sake of making sure I do everything right. I'm just going to depin and repin one at a time. There we go. This guy's weather stripping bit kind of came loose, so I'll just remove it, or I'll get my pick tool and just replace it. There we go. Make sure I'm not putting this in wrong. Don't want any stress on these wires, you know. Freaking break this depinning tool. Come on. I have another tool as well here. I bought a whole depinning kit. I did find that doing one, tugging on it, and then going to the next one usually releases it. But this one's stubborn. Let me just move to the next one real quick. This wire's smaller than the other ones. Ooh, baby, come on. All right, next one. All right, now the last one for this one. Then I got 6 more to do. This one really likes to hold on. Let go, let go. You have a new home, it's so nice. Why do you want to stick around for this one, bro? It's not fun here. It's all broken. You're never going to have, you're not going to be setting off ignition coils ever again unless you leave, bro. Jesus. All right, push you forward. I saw it physically move backwards. I need to push you into the freaking thing. Why don't you want to leave? Jesus. I have to break this freaking open? What is this deal? Oh, I've heard just something crack. Yep, that's good. Nice. Look at this, guys. Come on, just... Why isn't this wire being cool? Maybe I could just get the freaking retainers from the other side now. Maybe I just need to get a clip. Maybe I just need to get some side cutters and just break this thing. Dear God. Hopefully I don't run into this with the other ones. Hopefully that's not just like bad foreshadowing for what's to come. Pushing them together as hard as I can. Like, just release, bro. You're free. Just give it up. I think part of the problem is this prong is like flat on one side, or I'm just not making sense. Why won't you leave? I've been so nice. Christ. All right, you chose violence. I'm giving you violence. I'm done with you. Get ready to be cracked open. Like, you ever see those sea otters and they have like those shells that they're trying to break open? It's about what's gonna happen here. Brittle. Dang, I don't even know where that's going. Look at this thing. We got a bisection of it. We slide my tool in and it doesn't hit the retainers. Jesus, this thing is killing me here. We're almost there. Just hit the ceiling. All right, how does this not work, bro? I see it. It literally actuates the thing. Come off. Just let go. You've lost. At least freaking go with some dignity. There we go. That thing literally flew. So it looks like the top one is like completely smushed. The other one is like, I think it was bent in or something. I can't even tell. Regardless, it doesn't matter now. This guy is just gonna, you know, this got pulled through the wrong way. At least this is like the first one. You know, if there's problems with it down the road, I'll be able to access it. I might have to break this open too. Is it really just being that uncooperative? Things are not going my way today. Yeah, explode. I don't care. As long as the wire doesn't get damaged. Or myself. I don't want to hurt myself for sure. Christ, there we go. Look at that. This thing. It sounded like broke like a Lego. All right, finally, back to it. I'll just slide you in, I suppose. You were a whole lot of drama for nothing. Watch it just slide out easily now. Yep, so these guys just need to go up in your home. This freaking weather stripping thing. I guess I could depin it and situate it properly. It's basically supposed to sit up in the crimp area, as you saw with that last one I just pulled out, but not a problem. Just push it up into place. Nice. Looking good, guys. So good. Now, last bit, we just get this through. What do I do first? So I get the loom on, you think? Oh my God, it's so oily. Why am I not doing this in wearing gloves? Why am I just barehanding this right now? All right, there we go. Getting it in. Come on. Nice. Make sure all these wires are protected, you know? All right. Now, we'll get you over the wire. Nice. And click together. And that is how you properly replace a connector. Now, I just have to do it 5 more times. Oh, wait. I'm not done yet. Yeah, this back. This is the real. There we go. Now we're done with it. Retained. Pins locked. Actually, not locked. It's not going properly. I actually have a bunch of these sitting around. This might not be the right one. There we go. That looks way better. And I actually clicked in. Cool. So, pink retainer in. That looks way better than that. Look at that, guys. So, I just have a couple more to do. And then lastly, some of this loom is damaged here. I bought some new loom over there and some anti-abrasion tape. I'll tape that up and get that done. So, basically what I'm going to be doing after this is just looking for replacement for this guy. You know, this thing broke, unfortunately. I just do not want to risk running it with that in that condition. I'm sure it's pretty critical that the oiling for this gets, you know, or the oiling system mechanically is proper. I've dealt with VVT systems in the past where it wasn't perfect and it was just a no-go. It would just send check engine lights. Not that it would even reduce the actual drivability or power of the car. In most cases, it would just send a code, you know. If it's not seeing the kind of oil pressure it needs or it's not seeing the correct cam angle, whatever, I want to make sure that happens. So I'm going to replace that part, which puts me back, unfortunately, but we'll have all the wiring fixed. And like you saw in the last video, we got the injector coil wires fixed for the lower rail. What I'm going to do is wrap it in the anti-abrasion tape, and then I'll get a wire loom that'll just go over it. So that's going to be all nice and protected new. I'll have new ignition coil connectors. These are nice, not broken, not stiff, not brittle. We get the cylinder head going, get that ring replaced on the exhaust cam. We'll be able to slap the cylinder head on here. I went through and I cleaned this up, so this is like perfectly clean and smooth. It doesn't look like it, you know, just some of this residue, but it's mainly just staining. I got Nice new razor blade, removed anything that might be, you know, uneven surface. And then I did run over it with this guy here. I'm actually not, I don't think this is aluminum, so it could take the abuse, which is good. So we'll have that done. We'll do the timing. We'll get the motor all put back together. I was really hoping in this video I'd be able to have done that for you guys, but unfortunately with that oiling ring, that's really just a hard stop. I cannot proceed more until then. So I've done enough in this video though. If you do want to support the channel, join me as a member. If you do want to support the channel, definitely join as a member. You get early access to new videos. You'll get access to members only polls. You know, if I have questions about how I want to, you know, move on with the channel or move on with content, cars, stuff like that, I do like to ask you guys' input. But if you do want to support the channel in other ways, just normal watching, hitting the notification bell, subscribing, like button, all that stuff definitely helps me out, leaving a comment. So I do appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time.